Hello, I am Johnny from Green Herb Gaming, back with some Comix Zone gameplay. Comix Zone is a Sega Mega Drive game, and it is one of many Sega Mega Drive games included in the Sega Mega Drive Classic Collections. So Comix Zone is it's actually fantastic. Uh, it's all about this guy who creates comics, but something happens, and you basically get sucked into the actual comic itself. So with that terrible, with that terrible introduction of trying to explain what Comix Zone is, I'm going to get stuck in. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm playing Sega Mega Drive Classics. It comes with over 50 plus Sega Mega Drive Classic games. So before I actually get the stream officially started, just want to say I hope everyone enjoys the stream. Hope my subscribers enjoy, my viewers enjoy. I hope everyone, no matter who you are, I hope you enjoy the stream. A massive shout out to some of my lovely subscribers. Without you, my channel would be nothing. Would actually be nothing. So a big shout out, and please subscribe to Pro Quanix Vlogs, L4 Electricity Kid, Epic Kid 23, DLA, Mindpix Gaming, Black Knight the Gamer, Hamino Games, Pit Bike for Life, if I've gotten your name correct. Shout out to you as well. And a shout out to all of my other lovely subscribers whose support I really appreciate. So, about a minute ago I tried to explain Comix Zone and I completely failed. Okay, so Comix Zone, as I mentioned, it is a Sega Mega Drive game. So it's a pretty retro game. It is one of 50 plus Sega Mega Drive games included in this collection. And it is about a comic. So this comic book writer, he's creating his comic, something happens, he gets sucked into the actual comic book itself, and I'll let the game explain the rest. So yeah, so once again, I hope you all enjoy. So this is Comix Zone. Sega. Played this game many years ago as a kid. Really enjoyed it. So here we go. So I just want to see. Camera quality is fairly okay. Start. New York City, present day. You'd want to be a very fast reader to read all that, but basically, this guy sitting down in his New York City apartment, he's writing a comic. There's like an electric storm outside, big lightning bolt, it's crashing down, and the main villain from Comix Zone pops out, and you, as the comic book writer, are sucked into the game. Ouch! Oh, here you are. What the fuck? You must be the chosen one. Who? Hey, do I know you? I have been expecting you. I'm General Alyssa. Your name? Sketch Turner. Wait a minute. Sketch? Well, Sketch, this mission is critical. I'm in my own comic book. No! I beg your pardon? Alyssa, I'm not your superhero. Just relax, let's not waste any time. You have a job to do. A job? What are you talking about? That's all for now. I'll be in touch. This is crazy shit. You may need some of these items. Good luck. Yeah, right. So as you can see, I am Sketch Turner, and I've been sucked into my own comic book. So the entire game is presented like a comic book. And you're jumping from page to page. The art style is very comic book. Obviously jumping between page to page, which I will show you in a second, is very comic book. The fighting as well is very comic book. So it's a retro 2D, like side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up, basically. I wouldn't exactly call it a platformer. It's more of a beat 'em up, really. So these items are going to come in handy. And I keep forgetting which button to press to use them, but sure, look, ain't gonna worry about that. So you can see now that I've been sucked into my comic book. This is the beginning of the Comix Zone, beginning of the game. So you can see, jumping from page to page. Well, let's see. So this is one of the enemies. I'm gonna kick his ass. Or attempt to kick his ass. Oh, Jesus, what am I doing? I've used my health too soon. Kicking his ass right now. And you can choose whether you want to go to the page right or page, not a page, like the way comics are designed. So I can choose to go right or I can choose to go down. I'm gonna go down. Hello, I got you another little bugger. Who are you calling a bugger? Kick your ass. I made this comic. I made you. And I will end you. I'm gonna go down to the sewers. Come on, lads, don't be hiding down there. So, Comix Zone was quite ahead of its time. I haven't seen a game like this since. And when you have video games that are based off comics, not really much games out there where you're actually in a comic. Not that I can think of, anyway. He did. Well, the game has these interesting, I suppose, puzzle elements. So I have my my little rat buddy. He's got a rat for a pet. So I can actually get him to. Well, actually, I don't need him yet. Actually, don't need him yet. Ouch. Come at me, bro. Let's see. This is the end of level 1. That was crazy shit. So I just want to point out that again, I'm playing Sega Mega Drive Classics. Keep calling it Classic Collection, but it's actually called Sega Mega Drive Classics. This is one of 50 plus Sega Mega Drive games included in this Classics. Oh wait a second, I can use my Iron Fist, but I keep forgetting which button to press. Damn it anyway. Well, it wasn't that. Nor was it that. What am I doing? I need to configure the buttons. I needed to use dynamite to blow up in that door because it damages my fists when I'm breaking it down. Oh no, wait. Oh my god. Where's my rat? Oh Jesus. Oh man. Game over, man. The end. I just like with most retro games back in the day, when it was game over, it was game over. Back to the start of the game, no continues, no checkpoints, no save slots, no save system whatsoever. If you die, you die. If it's game over, it's game over. That's the way that it was. Mid games are a lot more challenging back then. A lot more meaningful as well. You know, you really, it just made the game more intense. You know, you really did not want to die in the game. So I'm gonna have one more attempt, and I actually think what I might do then is kind of like, what is my battery like? I might play some other games. Might play some other Sega Mega Drive games. So it's a very unique game. To this day, it's a unique game. A game where you get sucked into a comic book. I mean, I'm trying to think of games that are like Comix Zone, and I can't think of any. Again, I can think of games that are based off comics, of course, I can think of many of those. But nothing quite comes close to Comix Zone, a game where you're literally inside, I knocked my phone there, where you're literally inside a comic book. Very unique stuff. Because I'm not going to bother with her chit chat. What I actually might do now, seeing as you saw me play through it once already, I'm actually going to return to the main menu. I showed a little bit of this in an earlier video where I was actually showing off Sega Mega Drive Collection and messed around with the emulator settings. So right now I kind of have it on the best settings. Like, this game looks amazing. It's not going to look any better than this. But you can kind of mess around with those settings. So you can turn off the emulators. I think you can turn it off. Right? You can do none. And what you can actually do is you can even have the scanline filters. This is how the game would look like on an old TV. So you can turn that on. You can turn off. You can even turn off full screen as well. Although that wouldn't really need. I wouldn't really need to do that. But I'm gonna turn it off anyway. Stretched full screen. I'll point out. I'm gonna have a border. So if see, go with. What did I think of it? Yeah, let's go with grid. Grid border. And we will accept. And we will. Yeah. Okay. So play. So this is the game with its scan lines, no emulator. So this is how the game would have looked like on Sega Mega Drive back in the day. Wait, I didn't want it to be that. Jesus Christ. I wanted it to be somewhat full screen. So the grid is very Sega Mega Drive kind of art style there. The classic grid that you would see on the box art for a lot of Sega Mega Drive games. So the combat is fantastic, really. I mean, the combat is a kind of nice, a nice reflection of this whole like comic book kind of feeling as well to it. You know, there's real like, and the sound effects. Well, you wouldn't get a sound effect in a comic, but you know, but you've got these kind of these like whack and pow kind of titles that pop up on the screen as well, which you would see in a comic. Now, I don't read a whole lot of comic books. I remember I had comic books as a kid. All sorts of comic books. I don't think I had any like mainstream kind of like Spider-Man comic books. I just had really weird random comic books. I did have Spawn. I'm very proud to say that I had that. I did read a few Spawn comic books. I think Spawn was actually, God, I can just remember little bits and pieces of Spawn, but just nothing that I can kind of like, you know, recall too specific. But I do remember having Spawn comic books. You know, to the point where I kind of like when the movie came out, I knew what I was watching. You know, that kind of way. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that because you know we live in a we obviously live in a very, you know, comic book influenced society. You know, where comic book movies are taking over. But there's a lot of people who will go to the movies and see like Aquaman, and they probably don't even know what Aquaman is until they've actually seen the fucking movie. But when I saw, you know, the Spawn movie, the original Spawn movie, sorry now, just to think which one I want to do up. Yeah, that's cool. When I saw the Spawn movie, I knew what Spawn was. I even had a Spawn fucking action figure as well, which is pretty random. So yeah, there is a little bit of comic bookness. Is that a word? I always make up words in Green Hub Gaming. Comic bookness is just another word. But so yeah, as a kid, like I was a comic book fan, I guess. Die, intruder. No, you're gonna die. So what would the genre be? I would say 2D. Pretty much every single Mega Drive game is 2D anyway, so there's no need to call it a 2D. There's no need to put 2D into the title when I'm describing it. I would say, God, it's hard to explain. Action, beat 'em up, but it is primarily a beat 'em up. Like you are spending a lot of your time, you know, beating on the enemies. So I suppose you would call it a beat 'em up, wouldn't you? So I'm just trying to get that box to. So, come on. There we go. Well done, Turner. No problem. Time do we have, by the way? A little bit conscious on the time. See ya. I remember playing this game and it was terrible when I first played that game, so I'm happy to say that my skills have improved a little bit. It's still a tough game, no matter what. But yeah, I have improved. I'm happy to say I have improved. Okay, no. Oh God. Let me see. Okay, I think it's. Oh, for God's sake, not you, rat. Get out of here. Get back here. Let me see. I think it's. Oh, I want to say X, but fuck, it wasn't X. Okay, X is on the right hand side. Okay, so I'm gonna have to remember that next time. Blah. Anyway, no, you can pop out now. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna activate a switch on the next room, and he's gonna turn off those blades, those fans that do a lot of damage to me. God, but all these remasters coming back. I mean, with all these games being remastered, Spyro, Crash, Medieval, Resident Evil 2, we need a bit of love for Comix Zone. Like, I don't know how popular of a game that it would be. Like, but then again, the same could be said about Spyro the Dragon. I mean, not a lot of people knew what Spyro the Dragon was. I mean, in terms of mainstream, in terms of modern gamers, I mean, they would have known it from Skylanders. Yet we still had a Spyro the Dragon remaster. So, yeah, I mean, if we can get a Spyro the Dragon remaster, let's get some Comix Zone action. It's just such a great game. It's a fun game, and I mean, it would really fit in with modern gaming. I mean, it would look absolutely amazing. They could do so much with the visuals nowadays, you know. Just the concept of being sucked into a comic, especially when comics are so popular now. I think it's a no-brainer. I really think it's a no-brainer. But again, you never know what goes on in the mind of a video game developer. Maybe a few times, you know, within Sega, you know, maybe they just stumbled into a couple of stumbling blocks and said, look, we just can't make it work. We just don't know what to do with it. You never know. But I guarantee you, it would start with an indie. An indie developer will say, hey, if you're not going to do it, we're going to do it for you. Because that's what independent gaming has been for a long time. I mean, Sega had been giving us, you know, like pretty mediocre Sonic the Hedgehog games over the years, and the fans have been crying out for like classic Sonic gameplay. We didn't get it. What did the indies do? Well, they created games like Shovel Knight. They created games like Freedom Planet. You know, and eventually it led to independent gamers themselves working with Sonic Team and Sega to actually make Sonic Mania. So I like the little segments, you know. It is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but there's these little kind of puzzle segments as well, which are quite unique, you know, for the genre that it is. And I have died. Okay, so that is the end of this short stream of Comix Zone. Sorry about the start of that video. I stumbled there trying to explain the game and what the hell I was doing. I went completely blank there. But look, all that really matters in a stream is what you're looking at. I firmly believe. Like, you got to see Comix Zone in action. I mean, I could explain this game until the cows come home. I could do a fantastic job explaining it. I could do a terrible job explaining it. But at the end of the day, the game itself is going to do the explaining. So I'm happy enough that, you know, the video quality was somewhat okay. That's all that matters. So I want to thank everyone who watched, my lovely subscribers, viewers in general. Massive shout out to some of my subscribers right now: Proquanix Vlogs, L4 Electricity Kid, Epic Kid 23, DLA, Mindpix Gaming, Black Knight the Gamer, Hamino Games, Chris, Mandy Mason, and all of my other lovely subscribers. Your support is much appreciated, and I always say this, and I will always say it. I don't look at my subscribers as a number. I look at them as real people, which is why I give them shout outs, which is why I, you know, when they're on the stream, I keep it interactive and I keep them engaged at all times. So thank you so much for all the support, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for literally 5 minutes. Well, nobody's watching live right now, but I will literally be back in like 5 minutes. So see you very soon.